इमेजिन कीजिए आपकी एक फील्ड सेल्स की टीम है हु इज गोइंग ऑन द ग्राउंड, मीटिंग योर कस्टमर्स, दे आर क्लोजिंग लीड्स। ये सारी एक्टिविटीज वो लोग मोबाइल फोन पे कर रहे हैं। व्हाट इफ आई टेल यू, इन कैलास विद द हेल्प ऑफ फील्ड सेल्स ट्रैकिंग ये सारी एक्टिविटीज हम सीमलेसली परफॉर्म कर सकते हैं। आप एज अ मैनेजर आपको पता चलेगा आपके फील्ड सेल्स के यूजर्स कहाँ पे हैं, कितना डिस्टेंस उन्होंने ट्रैवल किया, और ये सारे इन्फॉर्मेशन रियल टाइम पे आपके मोबाइल ऐप पे मिलेगा, so that you don't miss any of the opportunities. Stay with me for a couple of minutes, जहाँ मैं आपको गाइड करूंगा पूरे कैलास के फील्ड सेल्स ट्रैकिंग फीचर से, एंड आई विल बी टेलिंग यू हाउ यू कैन ट्रांसफॉर्म योर फील्ड सेल्स जर्नी विद कैलास.
So first of all, your field sales user should have Kylas mobile application installed on their mobile app. Just the way it's already installed on my application, I can directly launch it. ये एप्लीकेशन एंड्रॉयड और iOS दोनों पे अवेलेबल है. क्लिक ऑन ओपन एंड लॉग इन विद योर credentials. So I have logged in with one of my field sales user Kylas, as you can see on my screen. जैसे ही आप लॉग इन करेंगे, when you will scroll, you will see an option of field sales at the bottom. Now click on timeline. Let's understand all the functionalities one by one. So first and foremost, this will ask you to turn on the GPS, because without GPS field sales won't work. So let me turn it on. My GPS is now turned on. Let me dismiss it. Let's check whether the GPS is on. Yeah, it is on. Now you will see multiple options on your screen as a field sales user. First thing, your field sales user, what they have to do is they have to mark themselves as available. Just click on this button and you will be marked as available. Why available marking is important? So there are two purposes. One is this can be considered as their attendance or start of day. Second, when you will mark yourself available, then only Kylas will access your GPS location and start tracing the timeline. Without available, we are not tracking the GPS location to take care of the privacy of the user. So first thing is making themselves available and unavailable. So the moment you will mark unavailable, your GPS tracking will be stopped. Now let me mark myself available again. Next thing what a field sales user can do is they can check in. Now check in का मतलब है कि जैसे ही एज अ फील्ड सेल्स यूज़र मैं किसी क्लाइंट की लोकेशन पे पहुंचा हूँ जहाँ पे मुझे क्लाइंट से मीटिंग करनी है, आई कैन चेक इन माई प्रेजेंस ओवर देयर. जैसे ही मैं चेक इन करूँगा, इट विल आस्क मी व्हाट इज़ द पर्पस ऑफ माई विजिट. सो लेट अस से आई एम राइटिंग मीटिंग विद क्लाइंट. जैसे ही मैं यहाँ पे सेव एंड चेक इन करूँगा, व्हाट वी आर डूइंग इज इन द बैक एंड वी आर क्रिएटिंग अ मीटिंग प्लेस होल्डर एंड वी आर रिकॉर्डिंग द चेक इन ऑफ दैट यूज़र. आपका एडमिन व्यू में मैं बताऊंगा बाद में कि एज एन एडमिन और एज अ मैनेजर हाउ यू कैन सी वेयर योर यूज़र हैज़ चेक्ड इन, what distance they have traveled and all those things that we discussed previously. But let us understand as an field sales user on ground, what are the activities that I am supposed to perform. तो सबसे पहले अपने आप को अवेलेबल किया and then I did a check-in. Now imagine my meeting is done with the client. What I can do is I can check out from that meeting. So it will tell me, it will show me a list of all the meetings that I am checked in, and then I will be able to check out. Alright. So this is a spontaneous check-in where there is no pre-scheduled meeting. Now कभी कभी ये हो सकता है कि you might have a pre-scheduled meeting which is assigned to that user. उस केस में यूज़र को क्या करना है, they have to click on this drop down and there will be the second option which will be visible, check-in with meeting. What I can do is I can click on check-in with meeting and then I will see the existing meetings that are assigned to me. I can choose one of that or I can create a new one. So this will open up the create meeting form that you already know it's available on Kylas, where I need to select the start time, end time, what is the status, and most importantly whom I am meeting to. So I can relate this meeting to either a lead, deal or a contact. So let us say I am meeting one of the lead, which is this CSIT, counseling and guidance cell, right? Then I can choose other details and then I can save and check in. So now what it is doing is it is creating a proper meeting with all the details and recording my check-in event. And I can see Feb 17, 2025, 11:17 AM, which is the current time. There is a check-in Number 3, associated with the meeting, and this is the meeting. Alright, and then I can check out again. And during this one check-in and check-out, I might be moving from one location to a different location, which we are recording as a GPS traveling, and it will be recorded as part of the timeline. So let us understand how the timeline will look like. In order to see timeline, let us select a time range. So let's select last week, as I have data available on this week, and let's choose Feb 13. Alright, so this is how your timeline will look like. You will see where user started their journey, which is here, and then where they have traveled throughout the day, and where they mark themselves as unavailable. So this will tell you some important information about the user, that how much distance they have traveled, where they have checked in, where they have checked out. This is the view as an end user, so I can see timeline of myself.
तो अभी तक हमने देखा कि कैसे फील्ड सेल्स यूजर कैन यूज कैलास फील्ड सेल्स एप्लीकेशन टू चेक इन चेक आउट इन द मीटिंग्स, टू मार्क देमसेल्व्स अवेलेबल नॉट अवेलेबल, जीपीएस ऑन ऑफ. अब देखते हैं कि उनके रिपोर्टिंग मैनेजर्स का व्यू कैसा रहेगा. रिपोर्टिंग मैनेजर कैसे ये देख सकते हैं कैलाश में कि उनके फील्ड सेल्स के यूजर्स कहाँ पे एग्जिस्ट करते हैं, उन्होंने कहाँ कहाँ पे ट्रैवल किया, कितना डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल किया एंड कितने टाइम में किया.
Alright, so I have logged in with the reporting manager user of our field sales user, which is Kylas. So let's see. So this is my field sales user which I had logged in on the mobile application, and this is the reporting manager which I have logged in with. Now as a reporting manager, what I will do is I'll go to field sales, I'll click on track. So I have added multiple field sales users in my account, and multiple users are reporting to the same user. So I can see there are 3 users, out of which Kylas S is the user which is available, and rest of the 2 users are unavailable. I can click on available users, and I can see this user which is right now available. Now कैलाश में एक प्रॉब्लम फील्ड सेल्स में क्या आती है कि यूज़र्स जीपीएस स्पूफिंग के एप्लीकेशंस यूज़ करते हैं इन ऑर्डर टू स्पूफ देयर लोकेशन. सो कैलाश में हमने वी हैव मेड इट स्पूफिंग प्रूफ. सो अगर कोई भी स्पूफिंग जीपीएस की एप्लीकेशन आपके फ़ोन में इंस्टॉल्ड होगी, देन यू वॉन्ट बी एबल टू चेक इन और चेक आउट. So system will give you an alert that you cannot use this application until you uninstall the GPS spoofing, so which is very important. Now what I can do is, as a reporting manager, is first thing I can see geographically where all of my users are available. That you can see there are 2 users which are available and unavailable respectively at 2 different locations. I can see how many are checked in. So let me check in a meeting from that Kylas users, and then you will be able to see this user is checked in as well. Alright, then I can see how many are unavailable. Now let me check the timeline. So I'll go to timeline, choose a user, or rather I can go to timeline view from here itself. I'll go to timeline, and then I'll see today's timeline. If I'm interested of any specific one, the way we saw last week's timeline of this user, I'll select 13 Feb over here. So this is the same timeline which we saw on the mobile application. It will be visible to you on web application as well. Now at this point, we are interested in knowing the exact location of this user on a map. So apart from this, what you can do is you can click on this direction, and it will navigate you to the Google Map application, as we are using Google's Map API in order to show your location. So what I can do is I can go to that location, and then I can see the respective distance from my current location of that location, right? So that is how I can see distance from my current location. I can see the timeline and the live location as a reporting manager. Now there are 2-3 things that we have also done is that For example, if the user is available and they turn off their GPS location. Now if the GPS is turned off, we won't be able to track the location. So you can see I'll get a notification. I'll get this type of a notification which will tell me that Kellogg's GPS is off, their location can't be tracked. So I can click on this, and then as a manager I see a notify button over here. So I can notify my user to turn on the location, and then that user will receive a notification on their mobile application that your reporting manager has asked you to turn on the location. So that is how I can nudge my user to keep their GPS on, as without GPS the field sales feature will not work. And this is how I can see the timeline and the live locations. There is another thing that I can do in field sales is that I can export the timeline data. So for example, I want to explore these information, that the distance traveled and the time taken, the number of meetings. So I can export this, and I can choose the duration where I would like to export the data, in which parameter I would like to see the distance either in kilometers and miles, and I can export this. The benefit of exporting this data is that if I want to run additional reporting on this, or I want to calculate the expense, then what I can do is on this exported CSV I can add a column of per kilometer expense amount of the user, and then I can get the expense amount that needs to be given to that user for traveling.